Pasadena, California, the intersection of South Oak Knoll Avenue and Cordova Street. It looks like a quiet residential corner, but traffic on Cordova regularly exceeds the posted limit of 35 miles per hour. The hazard here is structural. A zero-setback building, meaning a structure built flush to the property line, sits on the northwest corner. From the driver's seat at the legal stop line, the view of approaching traffic is a solid wall. This satellite analysis shows the geometric failure at this corner. National AASHTO standards require 390 feet of clear intersection sight distance at 35 miles per hour. At South Oak Knoll, the actual visibility is less than 40 feet. That's a tenfold deficit, a physical trap. In the summer of 2024, a local resident formally warned the Pasadena city government about this specific sightline failure. The city issued a generic dismissal and left the intersection exactly as it was. The danger here cannot be solved by asking people to drive better. It is a documented mathematical failure, engineered directly into the concrete. Knowing the math would eventually catch up with the neighborhood, that same resident installed a personal surveillance camera facing the crosswalk in March 2025. 8 months later, on November 22, 2025, the camera recorded a pedestrian struck and killed in that exact crosswalk. The pedestrian was Kenny Lau. He was 36 years old, working as a postdoctoral researcher in experimental cosmology down the street at Caltech. He navigated the world with profound hearing loss, relying on cochlear implants to pursue his work. His research required him to deploy to the South Pole twice, ultimately earning him a congressional medal. He survived the most extreme environments on Earth, but he could not survive a walk near his own home. The geometry of the crossing ensured the driver could not see him. In February 2026, the community brought the data to a public city council meeting. They proposed standard low-cost safety tools, speed humps, and a flashing pedestrian beacon. The Pasadena Department of Transportation rejected the proposals. They cited technical roadblocks and a lack of insufficient statistical data to justify the changes. In his written response, the transportation director acknowledged the blind corner, stating, "Drivers may then enter the crosswalk to check for cross traffic." The city's official policy actively instructs drivers to pull 2 tons of metal directly into the pedestrian crosswalk to look for oncoming cars. The concrete has not been poured. The sightlines have not changed. The intersection remains exactly as it was on the day Kenny Lau died. Just 6 weeks later, on January 2, 2026, the same camera captured another major collision in the crosswalk. On March 1st, while Kenny's family stood safely on the sidewalk nearby, a driver panicked and laid on the horn after suddenly spotting 2 pedestrians already halfway across the street. As long as the physical wall blocks the sightline and cross traffic maintains 35 miles per hour, drivers and pedestrians will continue to meet by accident. Pasadena is substituting civil engineering with luck. Every day without an incident is simply a statistical pause before the next impact. In the summer of 2026, Pasadena will host FIFA World Cup matches at the Rose Bowl. Hundreds of thousands of tourists will navigate Pasadena streets. They will encounter this intersection completely unaware of the lethal blind spot waiting at the corner. April is the deadline for Pasadena to update its Capital Improvement Program, or CIP, which outlines the city's funded infrastructure projects. The community has 3 clear demands before that window closes: appoint a project lead, hold a public site meeting, and commit to the funding. Kenny Lau lost his life to a known, measured defect in the city's infrastructure. The city has the satellite measurements. They have the video evidence. They have the written warnings. All that remains is deciding whether to fix the concrete or wait for the next pedestrian to step off the curb.